What I wanted to do was really provide dignified and safe long-term housing so that women can take their rightful place as healers. That's what I wanted. And I think I've wanted that my whole life because it wasn't that safe for me.
Welcome to Let's Talk, ladies, conversations across generations. I'm MB Roberts, an author and journalist, and this is a podcast where we talk to women from their 20s to their 90s about a bunch of hot topics. We ask questions, share experiences, and learn from each other. And it's not just about older women giving advice. We want to know what younger women are thinking too. So let's get talking. This episode of Let's Talk, Ladies is brought to you in part by Edible Nashville, Music City's food magazine, all about people, celebrations, and community. If you love discovering the stories behind what's on your plate, from local farmers and chefs to artisans and makers, Edible Nashville is a must-read. It's also more than a magazine. Check out their farm dinners celebrating community and all things local with music, cocktails, and dinner under the stars. You can find Edible Nashville at locations across the city or go to ediblenashville.com to subscribe to have every issue delivered right to your door. Trust me, once you start reading, you'll be hungry for more. And now, let's get back to the conversation. If you live in Nashville, you've seen the beautiful Thistle Farms candles, aromatherapy, oils, and soaps and other products in gift stores, or maybe at the flagship store at the Thistle Farms headquarters on Charlotte Pike. The products are made by women survivors involved with the inspiring nonprofit founded by the Reverend Becca Stevens, who is our guest today. There is so much to say about Becca. She's been a chaplain at St. Augustine's Chapel in Nashville for 30 years. So she's a priest, she's a nonprofit leader, entrepreneur, and she's also a survivor herself. Becca is arguably best known as founder and president of Thistle Farms and the Center for Contemplative Justice. It's kind of incredible. She's founded 13 nonprofits and justice enterprises, and she's mentored another 70 and has raised over $90 million to support them. She's an ambassador for global fair trade and the author of 12 books. Does anybody need a nap yet? Incredible. Her message, love is the strongest force for change in the world. We're going to talk to her today about women who do good things. As someone who's impacted thousands of lives, we know she can speak to this. Here's Becca. So tell us why you started Thistle Farms in 1997. I kind of know the story, but how did that begin?
Yeah, and it started way before then. That's like, you have to put a date on things, but you know how ideas take a while to ferment and grow and have a life. So, I probably started, I read an article I wrote called Ladies in Catsuits, and it was like 1994, 1995, I can't even remember. So the idea was already a thing then. Yeah. So it's been in my head for so long, and it was like different stages of it, but that's the date that was given to it. So I think that, I've wanted to start it for a long, long time. Like when I was in divinity school at Vanderbilt in 1990, I knew what I wanted to do. This was just a means to get there, and what I wanted to do was really provide dignified and safe long-term housing so that women can take their rightful place as healers. That's what I wanted. And I think I've wanted that my whole life because it wasn't that safe for me. And so it's almost like, you want to do what you long for. Like you preach, they say for preachers, which I am, you preach what you most need to hear. You do the justice that you most maybe longed for growing up, kind of thing.
Right. Oh, that I think, makes complete sense. So, your story, you were 5 years old when your dad died tragically.
I was. And so I think, and then after that, the abuse that started. So I think I kind of had it in my head, like, we should do so much better by women. We don't need to warehouse them. That's not safe. We don't need to 30, 60, 90 days. None of this happened fast. We need long-term.
That's what I love about, and we'll talk more about that, but your program at Thistle Farms, when you bring a woman in and provide housing, you have 2 years of support. Is that right?
Yes.
I mean, it's 30 days doesn't do the trick. How do you possibly save any money in 30 days?
Well, the model is really old. I mean, it's basically almost like, if you can think about it, like a Benedictine model. So we began with this idea of love heals. And so what does love look like? In every aspect of whatever you're creating, what does love look like? That, in my mind, was the way to go. And so it was long-term, free, with no authority in the house. For people who have survived any kind of abuse in their childhood, especially sexual abuse, authority is a problem.
Sure.
It's a huge problem.
Trust. Yeah.
Trust. And so when people are being told what to do and how they can do it, it's like you're just asking them to relapse or have conflict or anything. So I just don't have
flee,
any authority.
Or just bolt, right?
Right. If you want me to show up at 6 o'clock, then all you have to do is say, don't show up at 6 o'clock. You know, it's like, I'll be there. Fine, I'll be there. Or if you say you have to be home by 6, I won't.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, don't set it up where there's going to be conflict. Just let's have real community, that entity, the oldest entity the world knows for healing. Let's have women coming together and just supporting each other.
Right.
And so what's wild to me, and I know you're not asking this question, is this okay?
Oh, by all means.
But what's been wild to me is how people presume there's these caregivers doing this for women instead of, it's just women doing this.
Right.
Period. So, like, a lot of times you'll have people that come in. Women who have come off the streets and out of prison built the daggum business. And now we have people that have come in who are, you know, professional, quote unquote. They're here because the women built the business up enough to hire them. But then people see them as empowering women. And it's like, no.
Right.
No. Women who are survivors and who have, you know, are not risk averse. People who have survived so much built this company in a beautiful way.
Right.
No one did that for them.
And nobody, I've heard you say before, no one rescued them. Like,
well, yeah, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, the language we use now. It's in my mind, you know, all of it feels like you're continuing to take power. Even to say, like, I'm going to empower you to do this podcast. It's like, you're not empowering me to do this podcast.
Right.
Like, because empowering to me feels like I'm saying I have the power and I'm going to give you a little bit of it.
Right.
Not all of it.
Some of it, yeah.
I'll give you enough so that you feel good about yourself. But basically, I still have power. And it's like, I feel like women get to be the hero of their own stories. They get to tap into the power within themselves. Women get to speak their truth and take their place in powerful and beautiful ways. And, you know, everybody gets to support that journey for each woman. So, but, like, you don't want me to be the hero of your story, and I definitely don't want you to be the hero of my story.
Absolutely.
So when people use words like rescue, like you're the hero, it's not helpful.
Right.
It's better to be a good host. Like, I'm going to provide you this platform. I'm going to give you this mic.
Yeah.
And you just take your place and tell your story.
Right. Right.
It's so much better to do that, I think.
That's right. It's teach a woman to fish beyond, you know. Like.
Well, my thing about that is that old saying, like, women don't need to be taught to fish. Women have known how to fish a long time.
Right. It's true.
Like, that's exactly my point, is like, we know how to fish. What needs to happen I've been in, I don't know how many countries with 45 global partners, not just in cities around the U.S., but I'm talking about around the world. People know how to fish, but what people need is, like, decent poles. We're asking people to compete with really inferior poles without access to the good water, without a distribution system to get those fish to market, without adequate storage facilities to store the fish before they go to the market. Like, all the other stuff that is boring and is needed is what needs to happen. It's like, fishing is not that freaking hard.
It's really not. And I find that I fish more than I care to really, because my husband is hardcore about it, but I will often catch more fish because I don't care about catching the fish. I think women are, not to generalize, but are good fishermen, because I'm kind of, I'm calm. I don't care if I get a bite, and the guys are like, have to have a bite. I'm generalizing.
No,
now,
I
but
love
I think
it.
women are good fishermen.
But I think in the analogy, the idea is that like somebody thinks they have to come in and teach you again to do that, whatever that is, knit, fish, sew. And it's like, women have been sewing and knitting and fishing for thousands of years.
That's such a good way. I'm gonna like think about that every time I say that now. So what's your elevator pitch for the mission of Thistle Farms? Like when people say, what is Thistle Farms? Most people know it here.
But Thistle Farms is a global movement for women's healing that started in Nashville, Tennessee in 1997. We have expanded just from housing to justice enterprises, where women have grown the largest justice enterprise run by survivors in the United States of America, have cultivated the largest network of long-term free beds for women in the United States, and have impacted the global marketplace through shared trade, where women get a fair share in the market.
Oh my God. Well, there you go. That's all of it right there. I mean,
I'm assuming we're only going to like the third or fourth floor. I could have gone longer.
You could have like, well, I mean, so there's it's multifaceted. There's it's helping women with turning their lives around, but enabling them to, giving them this opportunity to create, a business, to make money, to, look long term. It's the community piece is so important, isn't it?
Yes.
Like in all of those pieces.
Yes.
We were talking about that a little bit before. Like, I have so many supportive women friends that I went to high school with, I went to college with. I find at my age, 60, that we're not competing, anymore, it seems, when we get together. There's just nothing but support. It's complete understanding.
I had no idea that 60, when I turned 60 last year, that...
Oh my gosh, we're the same age.
I had no idea that it was going to be the biggest freedom birthday I ever had.
Oh, that's wonderful.
But did you know that was coming? Like, I mean, I feel like what happens when your 40th birthday, your 50th birthday, you're still like hanging on by your nails to certain whatever things that we hold on to. And I turned 60 and it was like, oh my God, I'm free.
Oh, I love that. I have pieces of that. I feel like I aspire to that. I get it. I'm trying to embrace that this is the next chapter. Like, oh goody, what do I get to do? There's all these things you don't have to worry about that you did. But I definitely feel I can get together with people I haven't seen in 30 years, and you don't have to brag, or not that I did before, I hope not, but like, you don't have to prove anything. Right. Everybody's had loss.
Yep.
Everybody's had struggles and probably currently has them. And when you're projecting, I remember a friend I saw at a college reunion, I was like, gosh, she has the perfect life. And then she was chatting about some serious challenges that I had not.
Well, anybody with good boobs has had surgery or cancer. Like it's just
one or the other,
and it's or both, and it's like it's just some of it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Or like for me, it's like even with my husband, I've been with him 37 years. There's freedom that we haven't known before. I mean, the kids are out of the house. There's all kinds of joys that I did not expect for this decade. I don't know what 70 is going to be like, but this is so fun. I love it.
Oh my gosh, I loved it. I'm getting there, and I think what I've discovered is I'm not really interested in achieving in corporate America. I have an opportunity to do creative things, and I'm going to stick with that as long as I can. I just don't need it or want to be vice president or the director of this, I'm starting to feel like time is more precious. And, when I get to talk to people like you, that's like a dream.
Well, my husband talks about it, about developing big ego and little ego. Like when we're in our 60s, we're going to be really asked in beautiful ways to cultivate this big ego. And the big ego is we still have, a life of wisdom and an experience, and we have ideas. And it's rich. I mean, there's so much richness, and you have to believe you still have good ideas. You have to believe that your thoughts and words matter still. But the little ego is to let it all go, too. So he's a songwriter, and so what he does is he writes things, and then somebody else makes them famous. And he talks about the time he went to a Chicks concert, and they were singing "Cowboy Take Me Away," one of the songs he wrote for them. And that, there's a whole stadium singing "Cowboy Take Me Away," and he just said he's just standing in the back. Nobody cares about him, and you have to just have such a small ego that it doesn't bother you. It's like, wow, good for them. They took that song and they made it their own.
Right.
And you just get to disappear into the wall. And as you age, you have both of those. You disappear a little bit.
Yeah.
And you also have this depth and this richness and wonderful ideas. So that's what I'm focusing on. I'm doing the big ego, little ego. I'm okay to disappear in some ways, and in some ways I want to really dive into some big thoughts.
Oh my gosh, that's a great parallel kind of goal. Well, we're talking about women who do good things today. There are lots of worthy causes. Like you kind of explained already how you landed on this. Is this just the perfect kind of melding of things you care about?
Yeah, I think so. And I also think it doesn't matter where you enter the eco-justice universe. Mm-hmm. Like if dogs get you there, environment gets you there, women get you there, whatever gets you into that, you realize that it's all connected. I am talking about environmental stuff when I'm talking about human trafficking. I am talking about, economic justice and revamping the legal systems, and you do all of it, whatever. So I don't really worry about where people kind of enter it, as long as there is an entering and where you're saying, let's look at these systems and these injustices, and how can I be a part of standing on the side of the arc of history that is bending towards justice? How can I stand in that part of that?
Right. There are a lot of ways to get there.
There's a lot of ways to get there, and I celebrate all of them. I mean, like, I have to believe justice is a non-competitive sport. I have to. I mean, you have days like Giving Tuesdays. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, you think I hate it. I hate all this, just give, and it just feels like there's all these causes that are asking you, and it's like, just shut all that down and just follow the curiosity and the stirrings of your heart for how you enter the deeper part of life. And then when you get to that space, you'll know where to go and how to engage. Yeah. It'll be part of it. It won't have to be like I have to schedule this in like a teeth cleaning.
Right. Just a person who is overwhelmed with the possibilities of things you can contribute to, and do you just feel good about, like, I'm doing something? What can I do today? Well,
and people will say, like, when you go talk, they'll say to me, what can I do besides buy your soap? And I'm like, oh my God, if everybody would just buy our soap,
yes, things
would change. And what a great daily practice. Use a Justice soap. How about that be your thing?
Right.
And it can be, there's 4 different kinds of Justice soap that we sell, from the women in Franciscan Peacemakers in Wisconsin, to the gel that we do in Nashville, to Hunn's Honey in Baltimore. There's all kinds you can get. But like the practice of putting on your body, it becomes a spiritual justice, women's practice.
Right.
Just soap. So don't dismiss this little tiny soap that if you did that for 30 days, like you consciously put a Justice soap on your skin, on this body, it changes how you care for yourself in the world. And that's what's like, I think little things done with intention and love, it's huge.
You're right. If you think about how much that multiplies,
Yeah.
like if 10,000 people go and do that, like right away.
Yeah, and it's like, that's your story.
Mm-hmm.
The story isn't, I went out and bought a soap. The story is, on day 14, I started weeping and I remembered my grandmother.
Mm.
I remember what my grandmother went through, and all of a sudden this world is opening up. Or on day 28, I had compassion for my own body.
Yeah.
Like whatever it is that it opens up for you, just any pathway to start, chinking that armor. whatever it is what you're going for to get to the fleshy part of our lives.
Oh, that's such a beautiful way to think about it. And I love Thistle Farms products. It just seems like it's such a natural fit for the mission. It's candles, it's aromatherapy. It's I just gave a bunch of people at Thanksgiving the lip balm.
Oh my God, thank you.
It's like, but it goes to, it's women making the products, women selling the products, and then it's caring for yourself and for other, like how perfect is. I bet you're pretty intentional about products you bring on.
For sure.
Yeah. And
yeah, I mean, I started with obviously oils and candles because I was at divinity school, so I didn't know how to make a lot of stuff. But I know how to make some stuff. And then it was like, how fun is it to get to play with oils? How fun is it to get to play with scents and, products? And natural products, a lot of them are not that hard. Like, everyone in the whole wide world could make their own detergent. That's the easiest thing in the world. But we spend $1 billion trillion for Tide,
mm-hmm.
and it doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like we've kind of gotten dumb. And so, like, making simple, all-natural products helps you go, oh, I don't have to be a slave to marketing. I don't have to be driven by, some algorithm for what I'm using and why. That I can just go and make 5 pounds of laundry detergent, put some freaking lavender in it.
Yeah.
It's not hard.
It smells amazing. Oh my gosh.
It smells amazing.
You're motivating me. I'm not a cook, but I think I can do this.
No, you can so do it. I put it on my Instagram. Like, here's 5 ingredients to make dishwashing soap. You'll save hundreds of dollars a year.
Yeah.
Hundreds. You can make it for, it's like something like 0.00006 cents a wash.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. I'm totally gonna try this.
But when people do that, it's like you're free. Like, everything you do like that. And that's why I think making very natural, simple products, it frees people up to be who they're supposed to be.
Yep.
Not like all this, like pressure to
the shoulds of the world. And we talk about women of different generations. Are you finding that women involved with Thistle Farms or your other, just life, is the 20-somethings and the 30-somethings, are they embracing ideas like that? Like,
oh my gosh, yes.
Make your own detergent, or just, it seems like they care about the mission. They care, like, I want to work for somewhere that, and now I'm generalizing, but I know a lot of women in their 20s.
I have 2 daughter-in-laws in their 20s. And both of them I'm in love with. One of them is going back to school to get her master's in information technology because she cares so much about kind of accurate historical records and about access to information for all people. Like, that's her entry into a world of justice.
Wow.
She's and also, she has the best nose of anybody I've ever met, like, smell-wise. She can smell and understand complex smells, and is great. It's a great person to run something by, to say, do you think we could sell this candle? And this has, she's amazing on that. My other daughter-in-law is, like, completely understands skincare and cares about that, and cares about what chemicals she or others are putting on their body. And actually, that's part of her job, is consulting and helping people who've had bad reactions to things that people have been putting on their skin.
Right, like toxic things.
But so I'm learning so much from the 20-year-olds. I'm learning so much because they have access to information that I don't have. And
you mean like technology?
Or just like, oh, I didn't know that. I said that all the time. It could be because of technology. It could be because they're studying a different area and gone deeper into that area. I feel like there's so many beautiful young people out there whose hearts are just longing for justice, like the deer in the water brooks. They're longing that way.
I love to hear that because, there's sort of a cliche that, my pop used to say it, oh, young people, the young of today, that, when he was, aggravated that I slept too late or I didn't clean my room, he was,
God.
But,
my mom used to vacuum around my bed at like 6:30 on Saturday morning. She never said get up, but she would run the vacuum around your bed, and then, like, as you're sitting up, she would say, what are your goals for the day? And I was like, I'm going to kill her.
Right.
I'm going to kill her.
My pop would...
and she was right, though. But it's like, now I can't sleep past 5 a.m., and I know my goals for the day.
My pop would... he would get on a big ladder, like a tall ladder, and start like removing the like the molding around my window. It's some project that would be super loud.
It's crazy.
But I mean, in his defense, it was probably 9 on a Saturday morning or 10 or something. It was time to get my butt out of bed. I mean, so do you have, besides your daughters-in-law, do you have other friendships with women that are like maybe in their 30s or 40s or?
Yeah, absolutely. And at Thistle Farms there's 120 employees, so there's people in all those categories that we get to work with that are just a joy, plus internships, plus I teach, like, I don't teach regular classes, but I teach one-offs. I'm teaching one for Harvard this afternoon.
Wow.
And so you meet young people and see people. Like, I just was at the law school at Vanderbilt last week or 2 weeks ago. And then I did something for the Divinity School at Yale for their young people, and it was a 3-day retreat. So I'm around folks, and again, I just think it's community, and you need, God, I wouldn't want it to all be one age. That would be so sad, wouldn't it?
It would be sad, and I just think the the expectation is that younger women learn from women older than them. They have experience, and I love that. I love having a younger person if they actually are interested in something that I have to say. But I just hear these wise things come out of my niece's mouth. She's 25, and just will say things. I'm like, where did you get that? Where did you? You didn't get it from me. I mean, maybe a little, but no, you're turning it into your own thing. Do you ever think about what you'll leave behind? I mean, you've accomplished so much. I can't even, begin to say all the impact you've had and, the ripple effect. Do you think about what you'll leave behind someday? Or
Can I say a nasty word on
Sure.
this podcast? I was talking to somebody who's very famous and very prolific, and I won't say her name, but we were in San Francisco, and I asked her, I was like, what's your legacy? And she goes, oh, legacy, that's a penis word.
Oh.
That, it's not about legacy, really. And I loved when she said that, because it was like, oh my God, legacy is just still about you in a weird way versus...
it seems like a obituary or something, or some encyclopedia entry or something.
I don't know. So I feel like that, any of the organizations I founded some of them might have a pretty long lifespan. Some of them might. I think Larkspur will have the longest. That's the natural burial cemetery I founded about 8 years ago, because I can't stand the way we bury people. Again, it's an environmental, economic, love issue. And it's taken off. It's done really well. There was a huge article in the New York Times around it. And what I love about any of these groups, is that it'll live as long as it needs to live, probably. And as long as, you keep talking about generations. The way I heard it was, if you want to save the wilderness, you have to teach a child to love it. And so for all these things that I care about and love, we can continue to teach children to love them, they'll be okay and they'll be around. And if it doesn't happen, then it will hopefully have a graceful, out.
I know it would be amazing if, people who start a nonprofit, well, if you cure breast cancer, cool. We don't have a job anymore. How awesome would that be?
Right.
And you just move on to the next thing. But I think that's just kind of cool to think about, not in a legacy kind of way, but like just the
that it lives
ripple,
as long as it needs to.
Yeah, the ripple effect for sure. Well, what's gosh, I can't even start to think about what your year looks like ahead. I mean, you've been last year Rwanda, all over the place. Like, is it just you don't even know? You need to look week to week. Oh, you do know.
Yeah, I mean, I know the big trips. I'm heading to Mexico in about a week and a half, and then I'll be in Israel and the West Bank in April, and then I'll be in Madagascar in the summer. And at the end of the summer, I'll be in Iceland, and then in the fall, I'll be in Norway. So I know, it's every other month we've booked it out, so I don't have to get overwhelmed with it. But I know I'll make the Million Mile Club. You are definitely gonna make the Million Mile Club. Like that's the hard part is getting there. That's the hard part. It is. It kind of beats you up a little bit. It does, but it's like the community of Thistle Farms and St. Augustine's and all the groups is so strong that I walk out the door and I just feel like, oh my gosh, there's probably, first of all, they're probably super glad that I'm gone. Now, why is that? I don't know. You know how it's like it's better. You have more freedom the less people are there that are kind of bossy in any way. Yeah. And then... are you bossy? Am I? I'm not bossy, but I have thoughts. Yes. And you're I'm not afraid control. To... I'm not whatever you call it. I'm not a control freak. What's the thing called? Micromanager. Oh, that's great. You're not. Oh, God. I'm the opposite of that. I'm like, just do it. Don't tell me. But you'll come in a room and have an idea. Yes. And then here we go. Yep. And people are like, oh, okay, here. I went to your service last week, and the musician said that 10 minutes before service, you had an idea. I did have a good idea. You had a great idea. And he was laughing. He's like, I had 10 minutes to pull this out of, I don't know, my phone, my head. No idea. But that's what I'm saying. I think it's easier when I'm not there for people. They can catch up. Yeah. But it's like people have been so kind and nice. But I do think that it's like I have a very great gift of freedom to go and try to figure out what it looks like to love the world every single year in a different way with a lot of hope. Oh, my God. And so you have hope. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. If I'm telling you, if I thought that the news was actually what I read on my phone, I wouldn't get out of bed probably. I think a lot of people feel that way. But it's that's not the truth. The world is just filled with loving, creative, compassionate, sad, sweet, longing people. And to be out there and experience that, I'm very hopeful. Oh my gosh! Well, I'm going to be too. That helps me. Thank you. Oh, that's pendulum will swing. Yeah. I'm not that worried. Yeah. It will, and good folks everywhere I go to. Like if I travel somewhere, you connect with good folks. And that's right. And it's like whatever administration there was deportations. Whatever administration there was, they were sending women survivors to prison. They were doing all that forever. So I can't be worried about this or that power structure to do the work I long to do or I'm created to do in this world. That you just keep going and just realizing like, oh, we can actually change laws, or we can change perception, and we can change language. We can do that if we keep going. And you're doing it. Thank you so much for all the amazing work you do, and thank you so much for coming and talking to me today. My joy. I so appreciate it. Thank you. And that's a wrap for this episode of Let's Talk, Ladies, Conversations Across Generations. We'd love to hear from you. If you like this episode, please subscribe to the show on Apple, Spotify, or YouTube. And you can comment on the episode on any of these platforms. We love the feedback, and it also really helps us with sponsors. So leave those comments. We so appreciate it. And follow us on Instagram and Facebook. You can also send us an email at ltlconversations@gmail.com or leave us a voicemail at 629-888-3542. See you next time on LTL.